यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन हेमोहतिरवनचारी हेमोहतिरवनचारी Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Hemanatiravanachari Hemanatiravanachari Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Hare Krishna devotees, I welcome you all for ISKCON Seshadripuram daily Bhagavatam online class. And today's verse, Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 12th chapter, 34th verse. Tatra tatra prasamsadbihi pati vaimanikai surahi avakiryamano dridrishe kusumaihi kramasho grahan tatra prasamsam sadbihi pati vaimanikai surahi avakiryamano dadrasi kusumaihi karmasho grahan tatra prasamsam sadbihi pati vaimanikai surahi avakiryamano dadrase kusumaihi karmasho grahan. Synonyms and translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Word to word translation. Tatra, here and there. Prasam sadbihi, by persons engaged in the price of Dhruva Maharaja. Pati, on the path. Vaimanikahi, carried by different types of airplanes. Suraihi, by the demigods. Avakiryamanaha, being covered. Tadrisi could see Kusumahi by flowers. Kramashaha, one after another. Grahan, all the planets of the solar system. Translation. While Guru Maharaja was passing through space, he gradually saw all the planets of the solar system, and on the path, he saw all the demigods in their aeroplanes showering flowers upon him like rain. Purport. There is a Vedic version, Yashmin Vijante Sarvam Evam Vijnatam Bhavati, which means that by knowing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything becomes known to the devotee. Similarly, by going to the planet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can know all the other planetary systems on the path of Vaikuntha. We should remember that Dhruva Maharaja's body was different from our bodies. While boarding the Vaikuntha aeroplane, his body changed to completely spiritual golden hue. No one can surpass the higher planets in a material body. But when one gets a spiritual body, he can travel not only to the higher planetary system of this material world, but even to the still higher planetary system known as Vaikuntha Loka. It is well known that Narada Muni travels everywhere, both in the spiritual and material worlds. It should be noted also that while Suniti was going to Vaikuntha Loka, she also changed her body into a spiritual form. Like Sri Suniti, every mother should train her child to become a devotee like Guru Maharaja. Suniti instructed her son, even at the age of 5 years, to be unattached to worldly affairs and to go to the forest to search out the Supreme Lord. She never desired that her son remain at home comfortably without ever undertaking austerities and penances to achieve the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Every mother like Suniti must take care of her son and train him to become a brahmachari from the age of 5 years and to understand austerities and penances for spiritual realization. The benefit will be that if our son becomes a strong devotee like Dhruva, certainly not only will he be transferred back home, back to Godhead, but she will also be transferred with him to the spiritual world, even though she may be unable to undergo austerities and penances in executing devotional service. Here the purport of 12th chapter, 34th verse of 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam ends. Take obeisances from our acharyas. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana-jana-salakaya Shastram-yutam-yena Tasmai Shri-Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam-rupa Kadamayyam Padanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri-Gurum Shri-Uttapada-kamalam Shri-Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri-Rupam Sagrajatam Sahana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Divna Bandho Jagatpate Opesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyev cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschasya Deshatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasadi Gaurabhaktananda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna devotees. So, as I mentioned earlier, this chapter is very, very important and first, what we are going to discuss today for another half an hour plus is first we will discuss about the connected chapters which all needed for previous, from previous chapters, and only one chapter which we will discuss, which is also relevant. What happens next, like that, and then directly we will get into the chapter and then that particular verse. So, as we all know, this is about Dhruv Maharaj, related activities and pastimes we have been discussing, and the root started from this fourth canto being divided into two. The fourth canto, first we will discuss canto and then chapter and then verse, and then we will get into the verse. First we will see the connectivity, or we will understand the scene where exactly we are in. So when we discuss about the fourth canto, this is the conversation between Vidura and Maitreya. So Vidura is requesting Maitreya to speak about Swayambhu Manu dynasty. So there are different Manus, we know that, and Swayambhu Manu's dynasty. It is started from 21st chapter, third canto. So likewise, so this particular canto being divided into two. One is from Manu's daughter's lineage or descendants, and another one is Uttanapada. And already, these divisions already it is over from daughters. From the son, Uttanapada, we are moving forward. From the Uttanapada, the flow of this, fourth canto goes like this. The chapter 8 directly we will move. In chapter 8, Dhruv Maharaj leaves home for the forest. Would anyone share why he goes to forest? By Krishna, devotees? Anybody would like to volunteer? Why Dhruv Maharaj goes to forest? It's very famous, in Srimad Bhagavatam. Anybody would like to volunteer?
To get his father's kingdom.
Yes, he was aspiring. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, this chapter deals about the stepmother's treatment. He was facing a pain, and then he approaches his mother, and then he listens from his mother's advice and seeking for the bigger kingdom than his father. That is okay. So all this narration which we have come across, and what is the take home of this 8th chapter? And today we are going to discuss about the 12th chapter. So before 12th chapter, this connectivity, one line or one sentence, I would like to give the brief introduction to set the scene for this particular chapter. Then what is the take home from chapter 8? That means Dhruv Maharaja leaves home for the forest. So why he goes to forest, just now we discussed. And the take home for the devotees, this chapter emphasizes the power of sincere devotion and the importance of seeking Lord's shelter in times of distress. So when we are distressed, we have to seek the help from Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not necessarily only when we are in distress, but this particular chapter, the position of Dhruv Maharaj, he could not tolerate, the pain of, the ignorance of, the rights which he has to. As a son, he has got all the right to sit on his father's lap, whatever it may be the reason for the devotees. So that dharma being, disturbed or refused for the devotee Dhruva. So that is the take-home message from chapter 8. Quickly, we will move to chapter 9. Dhruva Maharaj returns home. So Dhruva Maharaj, after so much of austerities and penances, and he got the darshan of the Lord, then he comes back. So what is the take-home message from after returns here is, this chapter undergoes the transformative power of devotion and realization, and material achievements while fulfilling are transient compared to the eternal satisfaction found in pure devotion. The transient means you achieve whatever you do in the material world, like kingdom or anything is concerned. So everything is non-permanent. Dukkalayam ashashvatam. To the eternal satisfaction found in pure devotion to the Supreme Lord. So the conclusion is, when we get into devotional service, that is permanent and remaining all are temporary. That is the take home from 9th chapter called Dhruva Maharaj Returns Home. Then the 10th chapter deals with Guru Maharaj fight with Yakshas. Why he is fighting with Yakshas? Anybody would like to volunteer? Why Guru Maharaj wants to fight with Yakshas? Why? Because
Hare
yes,
Krishna Prabhu, like
yes,
to
Prabhu.
take the revenge of his brother killing, something like that.
Yes, thank you. Wonderful, Prabhu. Thank you. Because see, this Yakshas killed, his brother by mistake when they were into hunting. Not intentionally, they have not killed his brother. When they were doing hunting, they have done this by mistake. Fine. Okay, what is the take-home, message from this Guru Maharaj fight with the Yakshas is, this chapter highlights Guru Maharaj's unwavering determination to uphold justice and protect his family. So there is injustice because he is a brahmachari. His brother is a brahmachari. He has not got married. He is a very young chap, and in the course of time, he has not gone through the spiritual progress immediately. He got disconnected from this Yakshas. So basically, Yakshas are not Rakshasas, and I would like to bring out some quality about Yakshas and Rakshasas. We know that Kuvera and Ravana both are born for the same father, and the mother of Kuvera is from Yaksha's family, and the mother of Ravana is from Rakshas's family. So here, this Yaksha's job is to serve, to assist to the demigods, and the Rakshasas troubling the demigods, troubling even Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is a little background about Yakshas, and they are favorable to demigods. They are not Rakshasas like even Kuvera being. So he is the identity of Yakshas. Kuvera being given a biggest role of the treasurer of the Devaloka. So he is a custodian of the entire wealth. So like that, this chapter highlights Guru Maharaj's unwavering determination to further uphold the justice and also for his family, as well as the importance of divine intervention in overcoming the formidable challenges. There are so many challenges, even in devotional service, we get so much of challenges. So we cannot get immediately annoyed and then get into fighting or some kind of things. So that we will discuss in detail later. And this is a brief introduction about chapter 10, and then we will move to the previous chapter of today's chapter, chapter 11. Swayambhu Manu advises Guru Maharaj to stop fighting. So we all know Guru Maharaj is a blessed child. At the age of 5, he got a mercy of the Lord, and he has got a wonderful Guru, Narada Muni, and all these things are there supporting him. But to uphold the Dharma, but it is that the mistake was not happened intentionally. But he started killing the entire Vamsa of Yakshas. The Guru was mood is, so there should not be any Yakshas in this planet. So like that, he was keep on, started killing everyone. Then the Manu, Swayambhu Manu comes and advises the grandchildren, Guru Maharaj, right? As I connected, in the beginning, Swayambhu Manu is the father of Uttanapada, and Uttanapada's son is Guru Maharaj. And then this narration, goes like that. And then this chapter underscores the significance of tempering righteous anger. So the tempering righteous anger means what? Reducing, that anger. So this anger is the biggest challenge, Kama, Krodha, right? So this anger plays a big role in everyone's life. This anger should be used like a knife. If the knife which is there in the hands of the doctor, then it is productive. If the knife, if it is in the hands of Rakshasas, then it is destructive. So that is a point here from this chapter, the tempering righteous anger. That means you have to reduce the anger with wisdom and the importance of surrendering to the Supreme Personality of Godhead for spiritual advancement. The understanding is, see, because Yaksha has not killed his brother intentionally, right? It had happened, by mistake. And also it is another, biggest dukkha is in search of his son, his mother also going, and Dhruva's stepmother, and she also died. So he could not tolerate, because it is because he is a Kshatriya and it is his lineage, he wanted to protect, but it has not happened. So Dhruva was so angry, and then his grandfather Swayambhu pacified him. So don't worry, like that. And then we will leave the today's topic and we'll go to the next chapter. The next chapter is description of the descendants of Dhruva Maharaj. So descendant after Dhruva Maharaj. Why the descendants coming? Because this chapter, today's chapter is Dhruva Maharaj goes back to Godhead. So he goes back to Godhead. How he goes back, and whether he goes to Vaikuntha Loka or whether he goes to any other Loka, we will discuss in detail about this particular purport from Srila Prabhupada, and other take-home messages also we will discuss. And then we will move to today's chapter. Today's chapter, the essence of today's chapter is Dhruva Maharaj goes back to Godhead. So that means he is ready, he prepared to go back. This chapter underscores the transformative power of devotion and the possibility of transcending material existence through sincere spiritual practice. I am repeating, power of devotion. One is transformative power of devotion and the possibility of transcending material existence. That means one can go out of this material existence and we can get into spiritual practice. I mean, we can get excused by this material existence by spiritual practice. Now we will go to the today's chapter and then today's verse connection. So in the today's 12th chapter is called Dhruva goes back to Godhead. Okay. So what we have discussed in the beginning, there are three divisions. First division, Kuvera offers benediction to Dhruva. Even Kuvera offers his benediction to Dhruva. Could anyone guess why Kuvera offers benediction to Dhruva? I told just now, he is the identity of Rakshas. Why Kuvera offers benediction to Dhruva? Rakshana devotees? Could someone tell why Kuvera offers his benediction to Dhruva? Otherwise, what would have happened? Or what for he is paying his obeisances? Kuvera from the Yakshas family. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, sorry, no idea.
Okay. No, just now I told, yes. No, just now I told his identity or he is from the lineage. Who? Kuvera from the family of Yakshas. His mother is a Yaksha, from the Yakshas family. And then, so because his grandfather's advice, he listened and then he stopped killing Yakshas. So that is the reason Kuvera is very, very happy and then paying his obeisances or benedictions to Dhruva Maharaj. So, and then in the next, section we can understand Dhruva's glorious rule and retirement. He ruled for so many years until later, maybe 3,600 or something. Huge, number of years. This is the Lord's, mercy, because devotees aspire. As a Kshatriya, he was aspiring for the bigger kingdom. So whatever he was expecting, even Lord used bigger than that. People say mistakenly, Krishna will take away the one who comes to Krishna consciousness like that. Krishna will take away only which is not favorable to the devotional service. Krishna will not take away everything. Because as a Kshatriya, it is his desire to uphold, the dharma of this particular kingdom. So he protected him for more than 3,600 years to rule that kingdom. So very, very bigger, tenure. So in such a way, we can understand how Lord is so merciful to giving the benedictions to pure devotees like Dhruva Maharaj. And then after one point in time, Kala, Lord is also a part of, Lord himself, the Kala. So the time comes and Dhruva has to get out of his business and he has to give chance for other people to rule this. So that is what the next chapter deals with, its lineage, and another Manu also coming from that parampara. That is out of the scope for the discussion. And today's topic, today's, the discussion It has started already from the verse number 17 and 17 to 35. 17th verse to 35th verse, we are going to discuss about Dhruva ascends to Dhruva. That means how the pure devotee got the opportunity. The devotee like Dhruva, Lord created a separate planet within this material world, which is as equivalent to spiritual world. We will discuss more about how this Dhruva is. And today's topic discussion is Dhruva ascends to Dhruva. That means Dhruva is getting ready after finishing or after the retirement. He wanted to go to Lord's abode. But he is a very exceptional devotee. For that reason, Lord created his own planet named called Dhruva. You will discuss how Dhruva is different from Vaikuntha, etc. like that. And topic we have to remember here, Dhruva ascends to Dhruva. He is ready and retirement and is going to spiritual abode of the Lord. And here, the goal is to nurture bhakti from a young age through love. Love, example, and engagement. So now one important point before getting into this Dhruva ascends to Dhruva, how Dhruva qualified like this. So every mother, or every father should know this particular thing. So as a father, as a mother, or as a parent, there are few qualities one should exhibit. Like how Suniti exhibited, to take care of her son, Dhruva. So let us also try to take home message from Srila Prabhupada by discussing another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 take home message from, as a parent, everybody should understand, this 10. The first point, what Prabhupada giving here is, be a living example. Yes, I wanted to give the bhakti to my children from the tender age. I will not follow, right? That is very important point in this. Be a living example. See, we can give thousands of instructions to the children. They will listen, or they may listen, or they may not. But by their student, the children or students are very good observer. What my father is doing, what my mother is doing, how they are speaking, how they are sitting, how they are behaving, what is their daily routine, what is their interest, where they are engaging their maximum time. So the first lesson out of 10, here Srila Prabhupada says, be a living example to the children. So further Prabhupada explains, children learn most from what they see. We can give thousands of instructions. No. What they see is very, very important, not what they are told. We may tell so many, excuse me, Hare Krishna. I'll take 1 moment break. Hare Krishna. There is a local. This one. We'll continue. So the out of 10 point, the take home message, see how Dhruva is qualified to go to Dhruva is the subject matter today. In that, Prabhupada trying to give example or 10 examples which is useful for children also, which is useful for parenting, or even a BV leader or any leader is concerned. It is very much required. Not only a biological children, even the spiritual children. The spiritual children means as a role model, as a senior devotee or progressing devotee or the neophyte devotee wanted to aspire to progress properly. These are the 10 take-home messages one can listen carefully. And then chant Hare Krishna, read scripture, offer food to Krishna, and serve others. Let them see your devotion in action. So at home, what we have to do as a senior devotee or as a parent, we have to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra properly. So there are many online, chanting sessions on there. We have to be, attentive regularly. Or at least we have to practice, our sadhana should be properly, whatever the committed round. one should exhibit in front of the children or other devotees. And then read scriptures. There are book reading sessions through online or offline. We can associate, or if we get a time, whenever, even in today's world, there are so many avenues of their gadgets, there is a mobile phone, there is a laptop, there is a hard copy books. Wherever we go, we need, the copies. Offer food to Krishna, right? So at home, wherever, and avoid at least, taking outside food so casually. And then serve others. So other devotees we should serve. By saying that, the children or the other devotees will get inspired. Let them see your devotion in action, not by only words. Thousands. No, I will not follow. My children should be a devotee, and I have to be the leader of some other devotees, facilitator. It is good, but you follow. The children will follow automatically. Children are a reflection of the parents. Srila Prabhupada's one sentence quotes, children are a reflection of the parents. So Srila Prabhupada says like that. And number two, chanting and kirtan. Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one should chant daily and make it joyful with instruments and dance. The children will be happy to hear the music, happy to hear from some music from the instrument. There are different instruments like mridanga, harmonium. We can engage the children to get into learning of harmonium and mridanga like that. Even our Bhakti Vriksha member or any progressing devotees can give chance for others or facilitate. Prabhupada says the word or other acharyas are telling that the guru or senior devotee should not only giving an instruction and also facilitate, right? In that way, Krishna consciousness should feel natural, fun, and not forced. They will also connect, right? Not a dry philosophy or something. So they should have some physical activity to get into that. So Kirtan is the best example, and one can get into. Number three, tell Krishna stories. Engage them, storytelling. When the storytelling, it will register, their mind, what is the truthfulness and what is meant by kindness and what is meant by devotion. Well, getting into the stories from Bhagavad Gita, the stories from Srimad Bhagavatam, stories from, Krishna book, most important. So, devotees, in today's context, there are so many animated stories are available in Krishna consciousness. Children, instead of engaging, watching, some, mundane topics, that there are so many things will come, what is that, this and that. Or even many videos from our parampara, it is being, recommended for the children to learn in the form of stories. Even for us also, we can also watch animated stories. Prabhupada in YouTube, if we search Prabhupada stories only, there is one, archive. We can go through Prabhupada stories and other acharyas or Srimad Bhagavatam stories and, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, pastimes, all are releasing, and which gives Sarvasiddhi, to one who come across, any one of the stories. And then, most importantly, Prabhupada highlights fourth one, sadhana. Not, occasionally. We have to commit with some sadhana regularly. Encourage simple daily routine like wake up early. Whenever we wake up, by seeing the children, when we wake up early, children also will observe us. When we ourselves are not waking up early, the children also will follow. Right? Or we cannot preach. And then offer food, right? And then chant, and then read, and then pray together. As a family prayer, we have to increase, some activities at home, or conducting, Bhakti Vriksha, or conducting Sankirtan program. Whenever we get an opportunity, as a family member, not necessarily, big gathering. At least one neighbor, or at least one to one, or few children, few Matajis, like that we can increase, this environment by daily practices. It will impress, other devotees. Create a home altar with pictures of Krishna, Radha, setting up the altar, Krishna, Radha, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prabhupada. Offer food before eating. So even toddlers can participate by ringing a bell or folding hand like that. So we can give engagement to the children, when we are offering the prasadam, the children can, ring the bell, ding, 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 like that. They will engage them, you blow the conch, whenever we open the altar. Small sevas could be entertained. Then Prabhupada brings out spiritual education. Enroll them in the ISKCON Sunday School program, Gurukula, or online Krishna consciousness classes. Krishna Fun School, we say, in our Seshadripuram, Krishna Fun School. It is very useful for the children to progress, and also for the parents without disturbance. They can also get into hear the classes, darshan, kirtan, etc. Wonderful, movement is our movement. Krishna consciousness movement. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And then teach Sanskrit prayers, first from Bhagavad Gita, Vaishnava etiquette, offering obeisances, honoring prasadam, etc. So there are so many avenues are there. One can engage their children with all this. Then satsanga, like a avenue, attending a bhakti vriksha or attending a sankirtan program, festivals, devotees house program. There are so many satsanga opportunities are there. And devotees friendship, instead of having that friendship, this friendship, engage our son or daughter with very nice devotee friendships. This shapes their identity in a positive way. This is very important. Sadhu Sangha. Even for children, that is a Sadhu Sangha. How long they will be with elderly people? They need their own equals. Then they can understand. In one of the class, I heard from senior devotee, one should associate 60% with equals, 20% with lesser, and 20% with senior student. So it depends, how one's mood is concerned, subject to condition, and then offer and honor prasad. So we discussed. The children will observe all this, or other devotees. The Bhakti Vriksha. Suppose I am very newcomer to Bhakti Vriksha, I am going to some other senior Vaishnava or Vaishnavi's house, and I am observing what these people are doing. Ding 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 ding. Then they are putting that into the big vessel. Why they are doing always? Then the neophyte will understand. Oh, there is a philosophy. Otherwise, we are eating proper. I mean, Krishna says we are eating very leasing. So that means offering the food to the Lord and then eating it as a prasadam. Boha becomes prasadam. These all are elementary thing, but one should be so strictly follow all this. Discipline with love and dharma, based on love, not fear. It should come out of love, not with fear. I have to do, not like that. We should have that environment, then automatically children will get into that. If the environment is not favorable, we have to be very careful, and we should be, protect ourselves, how we can be away from this contamination of the Maya. Teach them karma and responsibility. That means, karma, teach them karma means criticize the behavior, don't criticize the children. If they do this, only the karmi will do this. Since if you are a devotee will not do this. And then responsibility. See, it is your responsibility as a devotee, you have to do. You are a servant of the Lord. I am also a servant of the Lord. This house will become a very spiritual environment. Avoid hypocrisy. That means, don't never, rule or condemn anything. You have to give favorable atmosphere. If everybody has got their own level of progress and space, one should be very mindful. This point is very important. Avoid hypocrisy. If rules are taught, they must be followed by parents too. If you tell your children chant every day, then we should chant first. If we are telling our children to do kirtan, we should engage in kirtan. In that way, no. I will go to cinema and you do this. No, not like that. Whatever the level I can contribute, I can not necessarily I have to be a big kirtan. I have to be a great Bhagavatam narrator. I have to be a greatest richest person to sponsor or funding. Not necessary. You engage all your senses into Krishna consciousness, then you expect that from your children or your juniors. If I myself not following, then it is very difficult. Not necessarily one should be expert in all. If I am good at any one, I can engage in that. I can tell the children, to get, I will do this, you all do that, like that. And then encourage the seva attitude. This builds natural taste for devotional service. We have to engage. So I have come for Bhakti Vriksha, I have come to Bhakti Sadan, I have come to temple. Simply, sitting, engage into service. Prabhu, you do this, Mataji, you do this. That dividing and then getting into that mood. Be patient and encouraging. So overnight, nobody can become a result expecting, as a mother or father, expecting the result. No, you are doing this. Never give, pressure. Gradually, Prabhupada uses this word, gradually one can. And here there is a sentence for be patient and encouraging by Srila Prabhupada. Let them become attached to Krishna. That is the only way to save them. So that attachment has to come. So we have to wait until they get attached to Krishna. Overnight it will not come. Quickly, the checklist, we discussed today, out of 10, be an example, chant and sing together, read Krishna's first sign, offer prasadam, associate with the devotees, teach values through stories, make Krishna the center of family life. So these are the take-home message of how Dhruva qualified to get into Dhruva. So here Prabhupada gives very simple formula to us. Be an example, chant and sing together, read Krishna's first sign, offer prasadam, associate with the devotees, teach values through stories, make Krishna the center of the family life. Okay, what is the benefit? Even here, Suniti, in the purport we read that even Suniti not followed or not able to follow all the austerities, Dhruva will take care of his mother, his mother. You got the point. Though we may not be qualified in some level, if our children or if our whatever if you are a Siksha Guru, your next level devotees qualifying very effectively, that benefit also will be there for Siksha Guru and others. And at the same time in Ulta, whatever things the children are committing, it will affect the parents also. So one should be very, very mindful when upbringing the devotees or upbringing their own children. So this is the take-home message: how Dhruva qualified to get into Dhruva. Okay, what is precious about Dhruva, or what is the difference between Dhruva and Vaikuntha? We all know Vaikuntha means where there is no anxiety. What is this Dhruva? Dhruva means in Sanskrit it is called Dhruva Mandala. In English it is called pole star. Even today there is one nakshatra called Dhruva Nakshatra. So here the take home from Dhruva features are something. This Dhruva also known as number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 points about Dhruva. Number 1, as I mentioned, it is also called as pole star, in Sanskrit Dhruva Mandala. And number 2, who resides there? Who can reside there? Dhruva Maharaja, the exalted devotee who performed intense penance to the Lord Vishnu. Who lives in Dhruva? Dhruva Maharaj lives. That is the reason it's named as Dhruva. And granted by, who granted this? The Supreme Lord as a reward for Dhruva's devotion. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4. We are now discussing Canto 4, Chapter 12. So what is the nature of Dhruva? It's very, very important. Many devotees will get confusion here. It will give the clarity on Dhruva and Vaikuntha. This nature of this Dhruva is a spiritual planet situated within this material universe. How nice. This is the spiritual planet situated within this material universe, yet it is eternal. Very nice to hear. It is like our parampara system, Acyuta chitta beda abeda tattva. Though this Dhruva is within this material planet, this 14 planetary system, but still it is eternal. Oh, very nice. And described as never being destroyed. It is very, very important to understand the quality or the detail about the Dhruva. Never being destroyed. Destroyed means when during dissolution. Lord's creation, all material world will get create. What do you call that? Creation and then annihilation. But this Dhruva never subject to this annihilation. Once it is created. But though it is a part of material world itself, that is the greatest of pure devotees and the mercy of the Lord. So that means that even during the universal dissolution, it will not get dissolved. It will not get destroyed. And what is the special feature? It is immovable. It will not move around like other planets. It is immovable. It stands still in one place. And the planets revolve around it. Other planets are revolving around it, symbolizing steadfast devotion. The devotion is very constant and which is unwavering. So only such a people can go there. And then associated deity is Lord Vishnu, who resides there with Dhruva. So Lord Vishnu in the deity form he resides along with the Dhruva Maharaj. These all are the qualities of or features of Dhruva. Now quickly we will discuss about Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha, also known as spiritual world or Vaikuntha Loka. We know that where there is no anxiety, the meaning of Vaikuntha. And who resides there? Various forms of Lord Narayana or Vishnu and his eternal associates. And his eternal associates also there. Vishnu Dutas we call, no? They are also living there. Different forms of Lord Narayana also living there. And beyond the material world. Yes, it is not part of the material world. Dhruva Loka is part of material world. Vaikuntha Loka is beyond the material world. Exists in the spiritual sky. Paravyoma. In Sanskrit we say Paravyoma. That means spiritual sky. Completely beyond the material universe. This 14 planetary system, we know that it is completely above that. This Dhruva Loka is northern portion of this material world. It is fixed. And then what is the nature of Vaikuntha? Composed entirely of Satchit Ananda. Chit, Satchit. Sat, eternal. Chit, full of knowledge. Ananda, bliss. So this is the nature of Vaikuntha. And then a realm free of anxiety. There is no anxiety. And there is no birth, death and karma. So there is no birth, death, karma. And eternal. Directly we have not this material body. Since this material body is there, birth, death will come. And since this material body is there, karma will come in the material world. But in the spiritual world, there is no material body, there is no anxiety. Directly we can associate with the Lord. And what is the special feature of Vaikuntha? Devotees in Vaikuntha engage in eternal service and blissful association with the Lord. So that is the special feature. And quickly, I'll tell the features. Difference between Dhruva Loka and Vaikuntha. Based on location, resident, nature, destruction, and then assessed by and then purpose. First Dhruva Loka and then Vaikuntha Loka. Location within the material universe. Vaikuntha beyond the material universe. Resident Dhruva Maharaj. Eternal associates of the Lord Vishnu. Nature spiritual but within time and space. Nature is it is spiritual but within time and space. Subject to condition. Within time. Material world is subject to time and space. That is also should be understood. Fully spiritual and beyond time. For Vaikuntha, this is the significance. There is a time for Dhruva Loka, but there is no time for Vaikuntha Loka. Very, very important. And then destruction. Not destroyed in Pralaya. Which one? Dhruva Loka also. But still it is a material world. Vaikuntha never created or destroyed. So it is eternal. Assessed by rare, special devotees like Dhruva. Pure devotees who attain moksha. His mother. His mother attained, Vaikuntha Loka. Purpose. Reward for extraordinary devotion. What is the purpose of Dhruva Loka? Lord wanted to give reward for extraordinary devotion or extraordinary devotees. And Vaikuntha, ultimate goal for liberated souls. Even Krishna consciousness devotees even not bothered about liberation. They wanted to go even more than Vaikuntha, Goloka Vrindavan. That is, another topic that just for the sake, we are discussing. The conclusion is Dhruva Loka is eternal and spiritual, but Vaikuntha is the supreme eternal realm beyond the material world. The ultimate destination for liberated soul is Krishna consciousness. So that is very, very important. So the supremacy of Vaikuntha Loka and Dhruva Loka, both are discussed very carefully, and what is the benefit and who could the many features, as I mentioned, also discussed. I don't know what is the time now. Quickly, I will give the summary of today's discussion. And today we discussed, the fourth canto. The fourth canto is the essence of Swayambhu Manus, second division, Uttanapada. The descendants of Swayambhu Manus, Uttanapada and Uttanapada's, the children and, all these things. And the chapter connectivity is Dhruva goes back to Godhead. Today's topic is Dhruva goes back to Godhead, but where he goes back? Would anyone answer this? Whether he went to Vaikuntha or Dhruva Loka?
Dhruva Loka.
Yes,
Duruloka.
yes, that is the clarity in this chapter. So Duruloka's, features also we have discussed, and then Vaikuntha's features also we have discussed. And this chapter flows like this. Kuvera offers benediction to Duruva, and Duruva's glorious rule and retirement. And after the retirement, Duruva ascends to Duruloka. That is the meaning of Duruva goes back to Godhead. So while going in the purport we discussed, he is seeing all other demigods also showering the flower on him. They are riding on their own aeroplane, and on the way he sees other planets also, all these 14 planetary systems, upper planetary system, and also he's seeing his mother also being taken care, and goes to Vaikuntha. So these are the greatness of this being a wonderful devotee. And what is the essence of this entire chapter is Dhruva Maharaj goes back to Godhead. This is my concluding message. This chapter underscores the transformative power of devotion. See how this devotion is very transformative. The possibility of transcending material existence through sincere spiritual practice. So one can go out of this material world like Dhruva Maharaj. So how Dhruva Maharaj goes back to Godhead. I hope this verse particularly answers for this title also. Dhruva Maharaj goes back to Godhead. Why? Because of his unalloyed devotional service. It is being spread even to his mother. One mother also being taken back to home, back to Godhead. So that is the purport of today's verse. Here I'd like to stop the details about this verse and other canto and chapter connectivity. Once again, I thank all the devotees for participating regularly, and the temple authorities for giving me this opportunity for my own purification. So, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There are any, disconnection in my narration, or if there is anything to be added, devotees are welcome. Or any questions, welcome. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Just from my curiosity, I just want to know, in Dhruva Loka,
Yes.
who are the residents? Only Dhruva and moreover, one more question is since Dhruva's mother, she didn't go to Dhruva Loka, she went to Vaikuntha. So please can you help me understand who all stay in Dhruva Loka?
Okay. Further detail about Dhruva Loka, explain, asking me. So, see, this is being meant only for, this, what is the qualification? The one who is getting into unalloyed devotional service. Here, as I mentioned, here when we are discussing about who grants this first. This is also granted by Supreme Lord as a reward for Dhruva's devotion. Right? Now, one point I am clarifying. Dhruva's devotion, so Lord wanted to honor him, give the same mercy to others also. All the senior devotees, you spend some time so we can understand like that. So once, the Kirtan, or suppose, Maharaj is visiting. So Maharaj is giving time for, some temple authorities or some senior devotees to spend some time for, discussing about their own, problems, or their own, as you mentioned, the curiosity, somebody will give. So there is some time, because they are realizing, everybody is realizing whatever Guru Maharaj class is giving, and whatever, deity darshan, or that enjoyment, right? When that blissfulness being, enjoyed, then the devotees will feel, wow, Guru Maharaj clarified my doubt, or you feel that, so relieved from that particular problem, or so, enhanced from, that activity, you can relish that transformative, movement one can understand. Once if you go there, to Vishnu Loka, there automatically, you have become, so purified, and you lose this bodily identity and everything. But in Dhruva Loka, still you have got the opportunity that still I am a devotee, that identity. Then, Vaikuntha Loka. So in Vaikuntha Loka, the special feature is devotees in Vaikuntha engaged in eternal service and blissful association with the Lord. Directly, they will associate. But in Guru, here the devotees always, like to do seva to the Lord in the Sachidananda Vigraha. So here he resides in the deity form in the Dhruva. So here there is a worshipping difference you can understand. See, when you discuss with Guru Maharaj or senior devotees, you release that he is speaking about a representative of the God, not directly from the God. That happiness you will get in Dhruva. But in Vaikuntha, directly you will have the direct association with the Lord. That means already the senior devotee or a guru directed you to the Lord, directly getting into that. Means you have been graduated, you go there. But here it gives the good movement like graduation ceremony. Suppose some degree holders are there, they have completed the degree, they have been awarded the degree. Still they are relishing that movement, one stage ahead. After relishing that moment that I have received the degree, then what is their duty? They have to get into job. So the job is like Vaikuntha Loka's enjoyment, and this graduation ceremony is like Dhruva Loka celebration. So that is one connectivity from my understanding. And another, the detail is this is beyond the material world, and still it is in the material world, but it is as equivalent to. This is the detail one should understand. This is as equivalent to spiritual world. Why this is great? Because as I told you, as I told earlier, during this destruction or the dissolution, this Dhruva Loka is permanent, ever existing, but the location is material world. Very nice, see when it is a great that going back home to Godhead, and still it is great that still relishing with serving the devotees. Dasa mood. You are getting see that exact mood is servant of the servant of the servant. But mean those who are there in the Dhruva Loka, it is being liked by the Lord, not that we like Lord. So in Vaikuntha, we like Lord also reciprocate, right? And Lord always giving the thing. There is even in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, there is one of the Alvar name is called Madhura Kavi Alvar. So Madhura Kavi Alvar, there are another 11 Alvars glorified, the Lord. This what is his name? I mean, Madhura Kavi Alvar, he sung only about his Guru. He never sung about the Lord. And who is so dearest among these 12 to the Lord is this Madhura Kavi Alvar is the so dearest to the Lord. So that is the beauty of this particular Dhruva Loka. So one will like to be in that mood. All 11 Alvars directly associating with the Lord, glorifying the Lord. The 12th, not 12th, that particular Acharya, Madhura Kavi Alvar, who glorifies only his Guru. He's telling, I don't know anything about the Lord, but through you I can release that. So that relishing moment is called Dhruva Loka. Here I would like to stop the details for your question. Did I understand your question, Prabhu?
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Very well explained. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So Lord will be there always with the Dasanu Dasa. You are getting see always out of 3 children, the third children will be always pampered by the Lord. Why? Because the surrender level is more to the third children. Appa avanu oditane, amma avanu oditane, nanne chuchutane, like that full surrender will be there. Nai bantu, dog is barking. Then the mother will give one hug to the child. The father will take the child in the hand, or will safeguard from that dangerous position to another position. So that mood is always there even in spiritual world, and that is the quality of Dhruva Loka and Vaikuntha Loka. And these are the take-home message as a parent or as a Siksha Guru or whatever the level, or as a senior devotee. One should be mindful. The take-home message from Dhruva retiring or going back to Guardian. Actually, some devotees may misunderstand. He went to Vaikuntha or he went to like that. So here it is direct message. So he went to Dhruva Loka, permanently ever existing in the material world, but that particular that area which is not come under material world, it is as equivalent to spiritual. That is what our parampara is. Achinta Chinta Veda Veda Tattva. One can understand with this kind of details. So here I'd like to stop. If there are no more questions, here we will stop for the today's discussion. Once again, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Dandavata.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we will